Let's go to New York, y'all. Thanks for joining me. This is a longer form content. I'm excited. I'm not rushing. I'm sharing what I did on my recent trip to New York. It was a boys trip and we had a ball, y'all. I'm going to show you where I stayed, what I ate, the different events I went to, and just give you any tips. So if you're planning a trip to New York, this is the video for you. So we stayed at the Hilton in Times Square. The location was incredible. You could literally walk to Times Square from the hotel. And I think that's why this thing was packed. So I'm gonna let you take a look at the lobby as I'm walking in, and then you'll see my room, and then I'll catch back up with you. Yeah, nice room, right? But the location was the highlight. Shout out to them boys, Earn Your Leisure, Assets Over Liabilities. We here in New York. Times Square was literally in walking distance. You leave the property, the Hilton, and make a right, and you're right here. All the signs, all the people, and it's just a different energy when you come to New York, man. And it was something I didn't know how much I missed it until I was there, just seeing the different performers there. It was just a total vibe, and I was there with my fellas, which made it extra special. So for this trip, we really had a few. It was impromptu, wasn't something we really planned, but we wanted to make sure we get a nice slice of pizza. We had a great dinner, and then really the highlight was going to the Jay-Z Book of Hov exhibit in Brooklyn, which you'll see on day 2. So those were some of the highlights, but when you're in New York, there's always something to do. Yo, we gotta talk about John's Pizza. It's an institution since 1997. This joint, I felt like I was going on the set of Goodfellas. It had the mafioso vibe when you walked in, so much character. And when I tell you everything we ordered was amazing, the only regret is we should have ordered more food. So we started with the calamari, which I would put up to any high-end restaurant, Italian restaurant. Then they had the garlic knots with cheese in the middle. When I tell you, we were fighting over those things. So again, we didn't order enough food, but the main event was a pizza. Now the test for a great pizza shop is, can you order a traditional cheese pizza and it hits? Man, just look at this slice. I wish we ordered more food. When you have a slice that's bent like that, and everything was made so fresh, they made it right there. It was so good, bro. The fellas took a bite and was like, Whenever you got a table that's quiet, that's usually a sign that you're at the right spot. So if you want a great slice of pizza, please please go to John's Pizza. You will not regret it. Now, this wasn't planned. On our way back, we saw the M&M store, and actually my dog Cam Ward, his baby girl, wanted something from the M&M store, so we just pulled up. When I tell you, this is a case study on how to do branding right, consumer packaged goods. I have never seen anything like this. They have truly branded everything you can imagine, from book bags, hats, t-shirts, pajamas. Everything was M&M themed. They had all the different flavors, and each of the M&Ms had their own character. Like, this place had 3 levels, and anything you can imagine that could have an M&M branding on it. Yo, this was a place. Let me let you check it out. All right, and I mentioned this trip was not planned. It was like, yo, what we doing for one of the homeless birthdays? Shout out my dog Walt. Like, let's go to New York. I was like, yo, we gotta go to the Book of Hove. So then we found that there was a 50 years of hip hop celebration powered by Amazon Music happening in Brooklyn. So we had to pull up because 2 of my favorite artists of all time were performing. Rick Ross and Pusha T. Not just Pusha T, but the Clips, y'all, were performing for the first time in 20 years. It was by the pier. You had a whole situation. Hundreds and thousands of people were there. And then that dude Rose, when I tell you he put on a master class, I wish you could hear this audio. Hey, they're not gonna flag this video, but he came out to Devil in a New Dress, his best verse ever. And he went through so many hits. Every time he dropped a song, everyone said, And you got the backdrop of the Brooklyn Bridge. It was just a vibe. He killed that stage so crazy. Like, at the end, he just dropped the mic and walked off. Bel Air in his hand the entire time. First time seeing Rick Ross perform in New York. And I tell you, it was legendary. Now, whenever they play a Jay-Z song, we got to rap, man. This one was You Don't Know. Yeah, crazy. But when Pusha T, when they brought out the stage with nothing but them bricks, I said, ooh, they going for it. And Pusha T's energy on stage was so crazy. I've never seen him perform live before, but he was into that thing. And just to see Malice on stage, No Malice on stage with him. This is the first time they performed together in 20 years. It brought me back to grinding in high school. It was something that was a moment. 50 years of hip hop. So I can say I was in Brooklyn on a Friday night and I saw the Clips. I saw Rick Ross in New York. It was a special moment. I was over there like a kid on Christmas morning, like, yo, they came out to popular demand, like out the blue. They just hit the song and boom, and started going. All right, so we left that concert and got lost. A $300 Uber ride. We were in the wrong part of New York, and we had a 10:45 reservation p.m. and we just walked in the door. RIP to Kobe. We love you, Mamba. To make it to Mastro's, the best steak I've ever had in my life. The Douce was flowing. They met you with the hot towels. This is a boss of bosses place. The vibe in there was spectacular. The food, OMG. Cowboy ribeye, Oscar style, cream spinach, crab rice and fries. When I tell you that steak was cooked to perfection, the steak was so good. It's one of those steaks when you get to the last bite, medium. The only way to play. When you get to the last bite, you sad. So highly recommend Mashup. They have several across the country. It's a game changer. All right, this is day 2. Started with a cup of coffee and then lounge there at the hotel, but really had 2 goals: a dope brunch, and then we need to go to the Book of Hov exhibit in Brooklyn. Beautiful day in New York. Grabbed the Uber and headed over to Harlem to this black-owned brunch spot that when y'all see this food, bruh. My homeboys have been to this spot in Harlem several times. Black-owned brunch. We timed it perfectly to be like the first people there. Shout out to Ashley, who did an amazing job. But y'all, when I tell you this joint was crazy. If you don't have mimosa to start a brunch, it is not a brunch. We always start with the mimosas, but they had these honey butter biscuits, y'all, in Harlem. I thought I was back in North Carolina, man. Bye. Gone. But all the food was amazing. I got the red velvet pancakes with the chicken. I had to have a side of eggs scrambled with cheese, but the main event that set this thing off was those grits, y'all. Cheesy grits. I was sad, man. Harlem, I'm here. It's good. Had a great brunch. Headed to go see the Book of Hov exhibit. Jigga. Full disclosure, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, so coming to the Book of Hov, I didn't know how long it was gonna last. I told my partners, like, look, we gotta go up to New York, and it all came together. When I tell you this thing was a moment in time, 50 years of hip hop, to be able to go up to New York and experience this. From as soon as I walked in, I just knew it was gonna be special. And we got there around 2 p.m. right before it got super crowded. I mean, we were in there for about an hour and a half, and right after, it got crazy. The line was literally wrapped around the block, but when we pulled up, we were like, our timing was perfect, man. Just the significance of this exhibit is because you have a living legend. Hov's entire life is in one place. And typically you see an exhibit like this when they're gone. So for him to be alive to see this, it just was groundbreaking for me. From the Book of OJ, from the 444 album, starting from Marcy to Madison Square. I mean, they had every album cover, and it just took you down memory lane. Like I love that picture of Big and Hope. I got to get that from my office. I love that picture. But it was just significant to just see all of Jay-Z in one place. People were coming from all over the world. They even recreated Baseline Studios, which you'll see here in a little bit, but all the album covers, and then just seeing some rare pictures. I mean, it was a moment, y'all. If you're a hip hop head, like this was like a moment. So we got in line to see Baseline Studios. If you don't know, that's where all the classic Jay-Z rap. I'm talking about the Blueprint album, the Black album. This is a recreation of Baseline Studios. They had all the plaques on the wall. And there it is. Just Blaze, a legendary hip hop producer, said it was like nearly identical to what it was back in the day. So I just was like, yo, can someone take a picture? I need some, like the Dynasty album, that intro. Come on, man. I had to do another double take just to see it one more time. Like, yo, I was here. Baseline Studio. There's a video on a picture rather of Jay-Z taking a video or picture from this specific area. They even had the master recordings of some of his legendary rhymes from Reasonable Doubt. On the second level, it's multiple levels, about over 300,000 square feet, man. And just to see like the songs you grew up with and being able to experience there in New York was crazy. I'm gonna let you check out the rest of this and then I'll wrap it up, but this was legendary. If you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you. This was an area all about Hov as a businessman, his various ventures from Duce to Tidal to a cigar line to Monogram, his cannabis line. Like, yeah, it's significant. I hope you enjoyed this content. I enjoyed reliving this. It was a wonderful trip, but I need your help. Shout out to Ace of Spades. If you could like this video, let me know what you think about this book of Hov or any part of my New York trip. Or if you need any recommendations, I got you. I'm also going to drop more details in the comments below. But give it a share, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for your support.